Hey. Okay, so I just now got off from Skype and I have a little bit of makeup on. Not a lot, but it's better than most days. So I'm going to try to get to some of the questions and answers. I have my other screen pulled up so I can read them. And again, I don't always know all the answers. I just know how I do things. From point A to B, there is probably a very easy way to do it, and I have to take the long way, but that's how my brain works. So it's a handicap of mine I've had to learn how to deal with. Whatever. So, very first question. Behind the eyelid primer, yeah, I use eyelid primer. I have acne, and I have eyelid primer on it. It works as long as I'm far away. Second question, kind of a multi-part question. How do I organize my photos, and what step do I take from the point I insert my memory card all the way up to editing the session? How do I choose which photos to edit, etc.? Okay, again, I'm totally going to get shot for this. I have not learned how to use Lightroom yet. I have it. I think by now it's completely an old version. I will get it. I will learn it. That's one of my goals for this year. So do not stone me, all you Lightroom users. Right now, I just put my card in my card reader. It automatically opens up into Bridge. It uploads them all. I create a folder. Let's just say it's like Darian Seniors. So I'll say Darian, the school she went to, and then I will put the year. She's a senior. It will automatically, I will select that it's going to go into my senior folder, and it will upload all the pictures. Once it's uploaded, I have it in film strip view, so my bridge is in film strip. I don't know how to do a screen share with this photo booth thing, but I will do, if there's interest in it, and if anyone cares, I will do some sort of screen share video thing that I can show you. It's really simple. Again, not Lightroom though, so I really hate that. So it goes into Bridge, it opens into Bridge, and what I do is I literally have my hand on the mouse, and I have these two fingers on the arrow keys, and I click through, and I just go through them. If I see an image I like, I star it. I have it where it has 5 little dots under each picture, and if I like it, I'm going to click the 5th star, and it immediately throws it to the back gallery of the gallery. So I just go through there, and I click, and I click, and if I like it, I 5-star it. If I don't like it, I pass it by. So I go through my entire gallery that way, and then at the end, I count and see how many images I've 5-starred. Most of the time, I would say I'm anywhere between 30 and 55. That's when I try to re-narrow it down, because obviously I might 5-star an image that I really like, and then 2 frames later, there's one I even like a little better. That's when I have the chance to go back and kind of reevaluate my favorite. But what I did is I just, whatever ones caught my eye, the very first. Those are the only ones I look at from then on. I normally don't ever even go back. I just take my first judgment. So I go through, I narrow those down a little bit more, trying to keep it between 30 and 40. And then what I do is I take them one at a time. Oh, I'm so going to get in trouble because I know there's a faster way. I take them one at a time, open it into RAW. I do just simple adjustments, a little bit of exposure if it's needed, yellows, because again, shoot me, I do auto white balance. It works for me. If it ain't broke, I ain't gonna fix it. So, and I'm sure there's really big, good, great photographers out there going, girl, it is broke, you should fix it, but whatever. This is how I do it. So I open it into RAW, and I just do simple adjustments, and I then open it into Photoshop and do my entire edit. From start to finish per image, it's about 3 minutes from the time I open it into RAW and to the time I'm saving it. How do I know what images? I just literally, it's just whatever grabs my eye right off the camera. I mean, immediately, if I like it, I see it. There will be times, rarely, that I will go back and look and go, oh, that was a great picture, I should have grabbed that one. But most of the time, I feel like my first instinct is the best. So that's kind of what I go off of. That was that question. What point do you know you're a photographer and not someone who just takes pictures? I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm there. Okay, I'm a photographer because that is what I do. I am someone who takes pictures. I think the day you make that jump, it is the day you're taking money for your work. And I think that you should take money for your work because your time is worth your money. What? Your time is worth money? I mean, it's worth your money too, but preferably someone else's. So I think that the minute you start charging for your images is the minute that you're a photographer. We all have different, I am saying a whole lot. I can hear myself. But what else do you do to fill time? I've got to think. So, I'll say so. I think that you just have to go with it. And I think that the one thing that I've decided is when I introduce myself to someone and they say, what do you do? I decide to say I'm a professional photographer just because it sounds better than, hey, I'm just a photographer. Because then I sound like their aunt, their uncle, their cousin, sister's brother-in-law who is also a photographer. So I say I'm a professional photographer. It's because I do take money for my pictures. I do contribute to my family's income with my pictures. So if that's not professional, I don't know what is. Whether or not I have the best technique or the best skill or the best way of doing things or the best images out there or the best way to run my business, I don't necessarily think that that makes it or breaks it whether or not you're a professional, if that's what you do. I think there's a very fine line between professional. I'm not going to say that I'm a professional photographer. I don't have any formal training, education. I just do my own thing. And I guess if someone doesn't like what I say, then maybe they ought not ask me because I don't have the right words for everything. Okay, is there a trick to focusing on the eye? I'm having such a hard time with this. Tricky question because I don't necessarily know that I all the way understand it. The biggest thing, the first thing I would say is if you're toggling your focal points. In your camera, you can do automatic focus. I'm not saying with your lens. I'm not saying automatic focus with your lens. But in your camera, the little red dots inside your camera when you look through your viewfinder, automatically your camera is going to focus to the thing that's closest to it. That's just kind of what our cameras do with their own brain. So when I teach camera 101s, that is the first thing I teach people is how to control that. You need to have it on either center weighted focus or where you can control it. It's normally just one dot and you can toggle, which means you can choose to have the red dot here, the red dot here, here, you know, wherever. So in this case, if I was trying to focus on my eye, I would have, if it's center weighted, I would put it right on my eye and then I would recompose my camera. Shut, you know, doing the shutter halfway down. Like, y'all, you know what I'm talking about. So do it halfway down and then it's going to lock your focus in. If you're not feeling like your images are in focus, the one thing that I will say again, so, oh my gosh, I hope no one really smart's watching this video. The one thing that I always do if my images aren't what I think they should be, I bump my ISO one. I think that normally my problem in camera, if I'm not getting the images I want, it's normally my ISO is wrong. I always have my f-stop where my f-stop is. My shutter speed is ever changing depending on the light situation. It's always shutter speed. So I always bump my shutter speed up one. I'm so never going to have a client again because I don't even know if that's right. That's just how I do it and it works. Again, I don't know the right way to do things. I just know what works for me. So it's kind of just practice, you know, whatever works for you. This is how it works. I don't all the way know why or don't care. I don't take the time to care. I'm not about a perfectionist in that way. I want my images to be perfect. And when I say perfect, I mean to my standard, not someone else's. I want a sharp image. I want correct exposure. I want what I want at the end product. And if I can get that, I don't really care how I can get it as long as I'm getting it. So that's where I'm at. Okay, the other question is, when do you reach professional status? Again, I don't think it has to do with how much equipment you have, how long you've been in business, how much education you have. I think if it's your job and you're professional at your job and you treat your job like you would any other job, then you're professional at it. I mean, is there such a thing as a professional dog washer? I mean, if you wash the dog as perfect as you can, then you're a professional, right? That's my story. That's what I'm saying. So, you do need to charge for your time. Sorry, I'm still kind of reading the question. It was long. I've been told I need to start my own business and charge more. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. You know what? Know your camera. Consistently produce quality images that are your standard, that are worth paying for. Look around. You know there is an industry standard. I mean, your images need to be focused. They need to be exposed correctly. They need to be composed correctly. All is in the eye of the beholder, but at the same time, there is kind of a guideline of right and wrong, especially when it comes to focus and exposure. So if you know that and you can consistently give a client that kind of image, then you're ready to charge for your time. If you cannot consistently guarantee someone, and like I said before, in the beginning, it used to take me 500 images to get a gallery of 30 because there was power in numbers. I had to take my chances and get as many images as I could to guarantee this many, whereas now I can take 30 images and get 30 images if I want. I mean, I normally stick around 100. So you're going to get better as you go, but to call yourself a professional, to go into business, to take money for it, you consistently have to give a quality product. Once you can do that, it's fair game. Charge for your time. Photography is so much more than just a pretty picture. It is a business. It is hours at the computer. It is customer service. It's networking. It's a lot of work. So you're going to have to charge. So if you're wanting to go into business for this and you can consistently produce this image, there's a lot of hours that go into these little images. So charge for your time. In the end, you're stopping time. Your time is standing still. You're freezing this moment in time for somebody. It is worth your money, their money, your time and their money. So charge what you are. There's a fine line between charging. You can charge too little. You can charge too much. Definitely charge for your time and the product you're giving. So that was my long 12-minute spill that Facebook's never going to let me load. So anyway, let's see how that goes. If you have any other questions, let me know, and we'll do another video segment while I have makeup on this week. Bye.